And it's Ken Kraetzer for CaMMVetsMedia. We are in Honolulu, Hawaii, Waikiki for the Association of the U.S. Army, the LANPAC conference, everything about what the U.S. Army, the military, is doing in the Pacific, working with suppliers and working with allies. And to tell us about it, we have Brigadier General Jack Haley from the Association of the U.S. Army. General, good to see you. What's it like for you to be out here in Hawaii?
Oh, it's awesome, Ken. It's so nice for AUSA to be back. This is our 11th LANPAC, and the team couldn't be more excited. We have a great event scheduled for the next 3 days.
Absolutely. Now, you kick off with a keynote from the commander of the U.S. Army in the Pacific, and tomorrow you'll have the commander of the U.S. Navy in the Pacific. So we'll hear some very high-level talks.
That's right. Yeah, we have several senior officers that are keynotes, and then several panels that'll cover really all around the theme of LANPAC, which is campaigning with land power. So, you know, the thing that makes LANPAC unique is, one, its focus on the Indo-Pacific, and just the amazing number of allies that we bring in from our partner nations. So we have over 28 countries that will be represented here in LANPAC, approximately 15 chiefs of staffs, the respective chiefs of staff from their armies. And it's just a great multinational event that really focuses on our Army's #1 priority, and that's the Indo-Pacific.
Absolutely. Some call it the Force Multiplier, working with your allies. You've got a couple of keynotes. Why and now what does the Army do, and the U.S. military do to cultivate the relationships with allies so that you can work together very smoothly?
Yeah, well, the Army approaches it in a multitude of ways. I mean, one is through bilateral, so, you know, bilateral discussions. So General Flynn will have numerous bilateral discussions during the next 3 days with his partners, with his peers at from these other countries. And the other is through exercises. The multinational exercises that U.S. Army Pacific does across the region, exercising with other nations, whether it's an exercise, for example, like Balakatan, which just wrapped up, is really how we tie our land forces together within the region.
And certainly here in Hawaii, you've got a major military Army base at Schofield Barracks, and then you've got many soldiers. A lot of people we know from West Point in Korea. Major General Robinson, the commandant, just came from Korea, and then Japan, other places. It's certainly an important area, and you've got important Army installations all across the Pacific.
Yeah, that's right. And as a point, AUSA actually has presence across the Pacific as well. You know, through our 122 chapters, we have a Pacific region that has chapters in Korea, chapters in Japan. We just stood up our newest chapter in Guam. And then obviously we have a chapter here in Hawaii and Alaska. So not only does we go where the Army goes. So the Army has significant presence across the region, and so does the Association.
And certainly, and then you have the Undersecretary of the Army speaking on Thursday, and resources for training and for equipment and technology, so important for the Army to be able to obtain.
Yeah, that's right. So, you know, on our last day, our final keynote speakers are it's the Deputy Undersecretary of the Army, Mario Diaz, and we also have the Principal Deputy for the Assistant Secretary of the Army for Acquisition, Logistics, and Technology, AUSAorg, Mr. Young Bang. So not only do we have senior leaders from the U.S. Army Pacific here at LANPAC, we also have senior leaders from the Pentagon that are coming out because, as I said, this is a priority for the Army.
When we go to your meetings each year, especially your upcoming meeting in Washington in October, modernization of the Army is always a priority. We've seen the over 30-point plan for modernization. And you've got so many soldiers here today. We see them already. What kind of points on modernization will you cover today?
Yeah, so we have over 80 exhibitors here from the industry. Not just the defense industry. There's exhibitors from academia and other facets of the defense industrial base. And our mission really at AUSA is to educate, inform, and connect. And that connection piece between industry and the Army is so critical. So we'll see that throughout LANPAC, through the exhibit hall and all the exhibitors, And then the soldiers will be able to go through the exhibit hall and actually touch equipment, look at what our industrial base is proposing to offer to the Army. And that's really important, is that we get that soldier touch point and soldier feedback on some of the kit that industry is putting together. So that connection piece, I think, is one of the most important things that we do, and that's how we do it through these events.
Very good. Brigadier General Jack Haley from the Association of the Army. Final thought for us today?
This is going to be the best LANPAC ever. We're expecting over 2,000 attendees. Typically we get about 1,500, and as I said, 80 exhibitors, 28 countries, 15 chiefs. So this will be the best LANPAC ever.
Well, Brigadier General Jack Haley, we appreciate that you and the Association of the U.S. Army invited us to cover this. We enjoy covering your meetings through the year, and you got your big meeting in October in Washington on Columbus Day weekend. Have a great conference. Good to see you.
Thanks a lot.
Well, this is Ken Kraetzer for CaMMVetsMedia. We cover cadets, midshipmen, the military, and veterans proudly since 2008, and we are at the Association U.S. Army Conference in Honolulu, Hawaii. Thanks for watching.